Hey guys, I'm Zeon.
And I'm Dr. Aggro.
And we finally saw Star Wars The Force Awakens. Well, actually, I saw it the day it came out. Someone's like, I want to go see it on Christmas with my family. So, you know...
When did you see it again?
Opening night.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, at what time?
7 p.m.
At 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Like your fake-ass 7 p.m. I'm a bitch version of a midnight launch?
You know, I wish we still had midnight showings, okay? I didn't ask to not have midnight showings anymore. Midnight showings abandoned me, not the other way around.
Yeah, that happened to me too. You know what I did? I took a moral stance. I don't go to 7 p.m. showings.
Clearly, you're the more honorable of the two. But you know what? I got to see Star Wars before you, so eat a dick.
That is a palpable fact.
So yeah, we saw the new Star Wars, and we're gonna talk about it like we do about things. And hey, let's just get out there. Right? This movie's been out for over a fucking week now. We're going to assume by the box office alone, you've probably seen it. You know, we're just gonna throw that assumption out there.
Yeah. Traditionally, we've all been really bad at spoilers-free discussions.
Yeah, and like, I mean, you want the spoiler-free version? Go fucking see it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's not the prequels.
It is straight up old school. Fuck the prequel trilogy. This is what you're here for. It feels like Star Wars. Legitimately good. It may not be as good after a couple of weeks when the awesomeness wears off. Who knows? But for right now, no, it is seriously good.
Honestly,
don't worry. Just go see it.
I liked it more the second time around. It was just because I knew exactly what I was getting myself into, and I'm like, I could just fucking ride that trip out. But yeah, so man, just there's so much to go over with this film.
So now the spoilers.
Yeah. So
if you haven't seen it, we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I just want to start from the beginning because man, just. I really have just abandoned Star Wars. Like, I stopped accepting Star Wars into my heart after a while, man. The prequels hurt. The CGI series looked like crap. Apparently isn't. I've been learning that the hard way.
Yep.
But, I was
Clone
hurt.
Wars, not Rebels. He hasn't gotten to Rebels yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to Rebels.
I have also not seen Rebels.
Yeah, but yeah,
Is Rebels good? I don't know. Let us know.
Yeah, I've heard decent things, But, so, I pretty much, kind of rejected Star Wars out of my heart for a long time.
An understandable position.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad Star Wars.
Yeah, like, I mean...
Looking at you, expanded universe, that is no longer canon.
Eat a dick, Boba Fett fans. Justin Denny. But yeah, so... Okay, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go see a Star Wars movie. It just... When the music... hit and just the logo, I'm like, oh,
you can't resist the title crawl. It's just
the thing is, the title crawl, it was a legit title crawl. Like, not once did I see anything about fucking shitty space politics. Okay, Aggro, I love space politics in my Gundam. I love it in I love sci-fi politics in Ghost in the Shell. Man, you fucking put space politics with dry-ass, boring Jedi dialogue. Hi, Dookie, you're now famous.
An understandable position. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, like, you take sci-fi fantasy...
Like, everybody bitched about the politics in the prequels, and I'm like, that was the part I liked the most.
Yeah, it's more like the politics didn't make any goddamn sense when you think about it.
They were completely extraneous. All politics that involve Jedi. Jedi don't make any sense. Fuck Jedi.
Really?
Anyway.
I mean, like not Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is awesome. I'll fucking fight you if you say otherwise.
Oh. I mean, I'm an Empire fan, but no, shit, yeah.
But yeah, so, the title crawl hits, it's a legit fucking title crawl, and it's just like, it just gets you in the mood, like, okay, I know where we're at, like, this is a good, it's a good wall of text that tells me what has happened between Film 6 and Film 7. And, so, that opening shot, because, there's always that thing, you can't top the shot from Episode 4. The small ship comes in, and the bigger fucking Star Destroyer comes in, and it's just this looming shot, it just implies so much, it conveys so much.
It's like when Hans Gruber's crew shows up at Die Hard, it's just one of those shots you can't fucking top.
Yeah, and, this one, I'm not going to say tops it, because, it still doesn't necessarily convey, because you learn so much within that opening shot of A New Hope. This... You don't necessarily learn anything, but it's just such an imposing, beautiful shot. It is iconic and memorable. And I think, like, that in, Episode 4, those will be the ones that people remember.
Yeah.
When people remember, like, the opening to a Star Wars film, it's going to be those two.
There's a lot of that going on in this movie. Very intentionally, but very well pulled off. And it's one of those things where during several moments in this film, I imagine J.J. Abrams pulling his pants down and putting his dick on George Lucas's kitchen window with a small handwritten sign that said, "This is how you do this." Because I keep thinking of that time George Lucas was like, it's like poetry. One scene rhymes with the next. J.J. Abrams was like, no, you're a fucking hack, and this is how you do that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like speaking of the fucking poetry thing, because, this kind of felt like poetry. Because, okay, we're going to say it right now, this movie lifts a shit ton from... Because a lot of people actually it's just a fucking reboot or a fucking remake of A New Hope. It completely rehashes New Hope. It completely rips off New Hope. And there are some people who just completely just mark this movie down for that. And I say it borrows the framework of A New Hope.
It doesn't lean on A New Hope, honestly, so much as it also leans on Joseph Campbell's Hero with a Thousand Faces.
It does.
It uses that same framework as also a nod to the mythic hero, like the cyclical nature of the mythic hero saga.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't know about the cyclical nature of it, but yeah, it's just because I can understand because they do a lot of things. Like, droid lands a desert planet with information that that ends up in the hands of some low level, like the protagonist that goes on the hero's journey. And, meets an older character from the history's past that takes them and introduces them to this bigger, wider world. Ends up, meeting, the main villain, the mentor figure. I guess, Han wasn't really a mentor figure. Spoilers, Han dies. Hey, we warned them! But, the mentor figure dies, and then, the character, has their big hero moment at the end. It definitely, it has all the same beats.
Yeah, and again, I think that was entirely intentional, not just for the nostalgia grab and the reference pool, but for, again, how Star Wars has always been about a generational change.
Yeah.
And handing this conflict down one to the other and how the same things happen over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, and the perfect parallel to that is fucking Kylo Ren. Which, oh my god, man. Kylo Ren is everything I wanted Anakin Skywalker to be. Like, seriously, like when Kylo talks about, just being torn between the light and the dark. Like, you feel it. You see it in his face. He's actually a person who is conflicted. You see, he's putting on this brave front to his master, but at the same time, he's like, oh shit, he knows. He knows I'm being pulled to the light. And, God, that's an interesting... Because we always hear it's always the same fucking story. You want to talk about fucking, rehashing ideas from fucking, in Star Wars. It's always a Jedi being pulled to the dark. It's always a Jedi being pulled to the dark. Here we have a Sith being pulled to the light. And that is an interesting concept, he has this huge lineage, this whole history behind him. And somehow, someone got into his head that, the dark side... it's what your grandfather wanted. It's what your grandfather did. It's, your grandfather amassed such great power. He was the greatest Sith Lord, blah, 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 blah.
Right? Which is why I'm hoping, at the end of the last movie in this trilogy, it's fucking Kylo who turns out to be the protagonist. He goes full Darth Revan, middle of the road, wait, this dark side, light side dichotomy's bullshit, attains true power and awareness.
Is that what happens in that game?
As far as I'm aware, I only played Old Republic. That's what I hear happened to Revan. Like, he was a Jedi, then he was a Sith, then he was a Jedi. I think he had amnesia a couple times in the middle there.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, well, someone's gonna be coming. That's not what happened! Oh, assholes! I'm like,
in the expanded universe, non-canon.
Right.
I guess we should call it the old canon.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just so much. So everything they do in this movie, they do really fucking well. Like, I mean, I've actually seen a lot of people who are just tearing this movie apart. Like, this movie's a piece of shit. It just completely rips off New Hope, which it doesn't. Like I said, the framework is there, and it is definitely, I think it ties back to that bullshit statement that Lucas always said of, each sign, it's like poetry. Each verse or each scene rhymes with the next. And I feel like, that's what this is doing. Like, the framework's there. The story is completely different.
The whole thing is very intentionally aping that idea of it's trying to be old Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because you have First Order doing the exact same thing the Empire did, just with apparently a lot more money and trying to do it bigger.
Yeah.
So when Han and Leia are doing the plan, they're like,
this is kind of a metaphor for the film industry.
Exactly. So when Han and Leia are doing the plan, they're like, this is exactly what we did before. Do these kids not know that we did this already?
Yeah. Oh my god. And like, okay, so one of the things that people always fucking bring up is, like, oh god, it makes no sense. And like, how are these characters legends? How do people not know if Luke Skywalker's real or not? It's like, I mean, we're talking about a series where, the Force was considered an ancient religion 19 years later.
Of course they don't fucking know who Luke Skywalker is.
There's also
Luke
that
Skywalker went from Desert Shithole 3 onto some junk-ass ship right to the fucking secret-ass rebellion.
Yeah.
And then he fucked off.
Yeah, like, I mean, it is one of those things, like, I have no problem with people not knowing who the fuck Luke Skywalker is, or thinking he might just be a myth, because, I mean, you have one fucking Jedi in the goddamn universe. Oh, and this fucking magical hero came and defeat the Empire. That sounds like a bullshit story. That doesn't sound like something that actually fucking happened. That sounds like someone's fucking fanfic of how the Empire got fucking taken down. So it's like, oh man, and then the guy became the ultimate space wizard and beat the evil space wizard. It was amazing, dude. So of course, there are people who are like, I thought he was a fucking legend. And then of course, you have like Han Solo. It's like, you're Han Solo. This is the Millennium Falcon. Oh my god! You blew up the fucking Death Star, man! Like, it's just, I love it. I really love it. And it's just, because like that to me made a lot more sense than in like Episode 4. People are calling the fucking Force an ancient religion 19 years after the fucking Jedi were slaughtered. And, so, this, being like, okay, we had like 2 Sith, 1 Jedi, now we have 1 Jedi. Yeah, like, people not knowing that shit makes little sense.
I'm hesitant to label Luke Skywalker a Jedi.
Okay, he does say he's a Jedi like his father before him.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker says a lot of shit.
Well, I mean...
His father also nailed Natalie Portman, so no, not a Jedi.
Hey, Anakin Skywalker was an amazing pilot. And a brave Jedi Knight. And a good man. Man, Jesus Christ, just going back to that fucking Kylo Ren shit, man. Just, oh god, oh god, like I said, he's everything I want Anakin to be, because like, that is just how you do torment. Like, I don't need to see his transition into the dark side to know. Like, I mean, they could cover that in like one of the later movies, like give us like a little flashback, maybe like, just some dialogue explaining how he got seduced and how he went from A to B. I don't need the whole fucking like 3-part film series to tell me this. Like you see,
I do like how they cut all that out. I mean, not a necessity, because that's how old the old actors are now.
Yeah.
But just every time they were referring to that whole time period, I kept thinking like, these are the movies you should have been making.
Yeah, just. God, I loved it so much. And also, I love that, like, they don't freaking drag out who Kylo Ren is.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because it is really distinct. Because, like, the opening scene, the guy's like, I remember who you were before you called yourself Kylo Ren. It's like, okay, well, he's clearly someone important, probably in relation to one of the main characters from the previous series. He's a Sith Lord, I guess. So... he's probably, Leia or Luke's kid, and, but then, like, by...
If he's evil, he's clearly Han Solo's kid.
But, like, by the end of Act 1, like, like the first end of Act 1...
They do one scene after the other, where it's like, you're Han Solo's son, he's like, I totally know, but it's not a problem. Then, like, the next scene, he's like, grandfather, it's Darth Vader, like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, they get that out of the way very quickly. They don't try to, like, because... Fucking, J.J. Abrams has that whole mystery box problem, where he likes to like, oh, what's in the box? Oh man, it's a secret!
Like, I've invented this whole new way of storytelling. JJ, you need to stop pretending like you're a genius auteur. You're a talented craftsman, but you need to stop pretending you're a genius auteur.
Oh god. sometimes he bored, like, you know, seriously, if it wasn't for the fact that he could actually deliver on the shit he says, I would call him the Peter Molyneux of the film industry.
It is true. He does talk like him.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay, so, you know, fucking just, you know, his whole history, you know, with Luke, you know, Luke, just that shame he feels for failing Kylo, you know, failing his sister, and, you know, Han, just, you know, I mean, that makes sense for him to go into exile, unlike fucking Ben and, like, Obi-Wan and fucking Yoda. Into exile, I must go. Why? Why? Kill Palpatine! Be useful, you green fucking useless midget! God damn it! Ugh! You had him on the ropes, man! Fuck! Go find Ben! You guys just fucking tag team his ass like a Team Hooker from Tijuana! Fuck! Ugh!
Also, I thought it was kind of adorable that Kylo Ren's name is Ben.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh, yeah, I love this, because he has this name as Ben! And it's like, Ben? Is he Ben? Oh! Because, you know, like, that makes sense. I love that. It's just, just...
Old ass Han Solo was adorable.
Oh my god. Let me say, like, this is, like, the best performance, possibly the only actual performance. Harrison Ford is given, like, 15 years. Like, oh my god. Like, he was acting. Aggro, he was acting.
And I love how not excited he was to do Han Solo again.
Yeah. Like, I love the fact also, like, when he came back to play this character, you know, like, you see him, and it's like, he's Han Solo. Like, he just, boom, he has slipped back into the role of Han Solo. He just nails it again. But the thing is, though, he isn't playing the exact same Han Solo. Maybe it's because he actually is old and haggard and sick of this shit, but he comes off as Han Solo, who is old and haggard and sick of this shit. And just, you know, like, this is a Han Solo who is just, he's been through hell, and he just wants to just go to fuck to bed. And just, I loved it. And I loved how he fucking portrayed Han Solo in this. I loved every scene with Han Solo. Like, just how they portrayed, like, him and Chewie's dynamic. I loved it. Like, they slipped right back into those roles. It was great. Just, oh my god, man. Like, when him and Leia first see each other again, just, oh. Because, like, they don't say anything.
I have to admit, during that scene, my first thought was, wait, are those Endor movies canon? With, like, the witch and the little girl's family?
I don't know, is the holiday special canon? How about that Boba Fett cartoon where, like, he gives Luke Skywalker a ride?
On that dinosaur, that dragon thing he had?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So, okay, boxes this movie ticked. Because it ticked a lot of boxes.
Yeah, it's just like the checklist that just shit that I had to do.
Pander with the legacy cast.
Yes.
Done, correctly.
Yeah, the fact that, like, they do it, but, like, they're not the stars. They are just, they
play... We're talking about that years ago when they first started making this movie. No, we're going to have those guys, we're going to have them introduce the new cast, and then they're going to go away.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of people were thinking that they're going to be in the forefront of this movie just constantly. Like, no, like, Han Solo, like I said, is pretty much, he is the Ben Kenobi of this film. Like, you know, he is the older character, comes in there, just, you know, kind of brings them into this new, bigger, expanded universe, which is canon. So, you know, like, and then you have, like, you know, Leia, and, you know, like, it's just, you know, they're basically playing the role that like Yoda and Ben and all of those characters played in the original trilogy. It's just, you know, the old introducing the new, and that's all they're doing. They're really just staying out of the action. They play the roles that they need to. But yeah, they so, first box.
Phantom Pander with legacy cast, done. Humanize a stormtrooper, something was all we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Have a woman play an actual proactive role in these movies. Done.
Yeah.
Which, like, they do one or two throwaway gags of, like, why are you treating me like this? I'm a woman. Like, fucking fuck off, Finn. Don't take my hand.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, they did it twice, and it was good, and they were done with it. And then from then on, Rey just got to kick ass and be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man. Speaking of Rey, okay, first off, I love all the new characters. Like, I was really kind of worried that, like I was going to be so latched on to the original cast that I'd be, like, not give a flop. But no, I love the new characters. I can't wait to see these characters take the forefront in their own. Because, like, seriously, Kylo, Rey, Finn, Poe. Fucking Poe, man.
I thought they had actually killed,
right?
As a message of no, this charismatic white leading man is not going to be the star of this Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I thought they killed him as a message.
Yeah, like, I love, like, just, like, because, oh, yeah, they just do so much, which is really interesting, because you have, you know, you're kind of, you know, your cocksure, cocky, you know, cool pilot guy. He is very much our Han Solo for this.
Well, see, like, with that, I mean, between the three of them, they really cut up the Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie role. They spread it around.
Yeah.
They changed the dynamic very well. I believe very intentionally.
Yeah.
For the new generation, and I love it.
Yeah, I would definitely say though that Rey pretty much really is the Luke. Like, I mean, she goes like she has all the same beats.
She's got Finn has a lot of Luke's beats though.
Does he really? Do you think
he does? Like, I mean, the scale is inverted because he comes from the wider universe down to Jakku, but I mean, he comes from the only life he ever knew, working a shit job he hated, and then he gets on the Millennium Falcon and has a wild adventure and learns shit about himself and courage.
Yeah, true. I guess, I mean, they both go on a hero journey together. And I like how, like, the movie and even the advertising really kind of fake you out that Finn is our protagonist. He is our Jedi. And because, like, they split up the screen time between the two well enough that you could really mistaken Finn as, because, you know, he's the guy who's trying to because, you know, you have Rey who's just like, yeah, I need to do this stuff, but she wants to go back to her pledge. She's like, I need to go back to Jakku. I need to go back to Jakku. Shit gets real. She can't do it. Finn, on the other hand, he's like, I don't want to. Fuck you guys. I'm out. But he's just like, he has that change of heart. So, like, it really feels like he's the one having, you know, this arc. Because usually at the hero's journey, is you kind of reject your destiny and then accept it. And, you know, he's going on that arc. And then they pull that great little fake out. Because you start getting, like, the hints later on. It's like, wait, is Rey also a Force user? Also? Wait, is Finn not? Is he just some jackass, like, swinging it around a lightsaber? What I love,
because it serves as both, like, the fake out of, it turns out this character, but no, it also because, well, maybe the strongest Force user isn't automatically the most important character in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, oh man, it just does so many things well. Like, I mean, I loved Finn, I loved Poe, I mean, I'm looking forward to the next movie where Poe is probably going to play a far more prominent role because Han Solo's now dead. So now we get to have, you know, cool, cocky pilot guy.
I can't wait for the next movie where a Hot Topic asshole is off training somewhere, so maybe Phasma does some interesting shit.
Yeah, seriously, okay. Yeah, like, the internet's already made this parallel. I made it as soon as I walked out of the theater. Like, I looked at our friend Bob, and I was just like, so, Phasma, yeah? She's totally the Boba Fett of this trilogy, isn't she? It's like, you know, cool outfit, fans are gonna totally dig her, probably isn't gonna do jack shit in this trilogy, probably gonna die a lame-ass death. like, she is so right now the Boba Fett, because everyone's like, oh, Phasma's so cool! Guys, Phasma didn't do shit!
She was still cool.
Yeah.
I think she's Brienne of Tarth.
Huh?
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Okay, so if we're talking about Phasma, and we're done talking about Phasma because that's all you can say about Phasma, we have to talk about the loyal stormtrooper of Six Pins. The one with the vibro baton.
Yeah.
Wappity, 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 wappity.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my god, that was so cool.
It's a great visual moment, but I just think about the psychology here. That guy was holding his blaster rifle and a shield. Then he sees Finn with Darth Vader's fucking lightsaber. He drops his rifle and his shield and pulls out his fucking electro baton, which I assume was vibranium, and the way he was blocking the lightsaber with it.
Yeah.
And just decides to beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And he does. He beats the fuck out of him.
I know.
Which, I mean, it was a little jarring, especially in the final confrontation between Finn and Kylo Ren, how after the prequel trilogy, we have scaled lightsaber combat back down.
Yes. God, okay. Let me just say, man, okay. First off, yeah, like I told them, oh, man. Just seeing Finn get his ass kicked was great. But, I love so many things about this movie. Isn't perfect, but I love so much about it. And I love how they handle lightsaber fights, because they made them really intense again. They made them not flashy. This felt like a sword fight, and You know, like,
it felt like a sword fight both times between some asshole who didn't know what he was doing and someone who kind of knew what he was doing.
Yeah, fucking... Okay, like, a lot of people keep making, like, the fucking bitchy complaint. It's like, oh, like, because, you know, it's... God, people are looking for fucking reasons to hate this movie. Like, I really feel like these are the people who just cannot... Like, these are, like, the same people who shit all over... Like, or the same kind of people who shit all over, like, the 2012 TMNT cartoon. It's not like the 87 cartoon. They fucked this up and this up. Or it's not like the comic. They fucked this up. Like, nothing's going to please you, you asshole. God damn it. But yeah, like, you know, like, oh man, Kylo Ren got his ass kicked. It's, you know, it doesn't make any goddamn sense, you know. It's, like, it kind of does. First off, he's not really he's not like a full trained Sith Lord.
Oh, he's a guy with force powers that someone gave a shitty lightsaber to.
Yeah, I mean, like he has some Jedi training. You know, he's been learning the dark side, but, like, you know, it's even said at the end, like, you know, we need to complete his training. His training never got completed. Probably because he's really good with the Force.
Like, you guys remember Luke trying to sword fight Vader? Vader was like 80% robot, and Luke was still getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, like, yeah, you're watching, you know, like that fight going on. It's like, first off, you're like, Kylo Ren gets shot by Chewie's fucking crossbow.
No one ever teaches Luke to sword fight. Like, ever.
No.
No one lightsaber trains him.
Nope.
And his first instinct is, let's sword fight a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He'd have been better, like, trying to force battle Vader.
Well,
or,
I
like,
mean,
fisticuffs.
Okay, that's not true. He was on the Falcon and he was...
Oh, yeah. Okay, that did happen.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, there are such large gaps between the films, you can kind of assume that maybe he's been doing that shit, like, in between films practicing. Because, I mean, he goes from getting the shit kicked out of him in Empire to being like, you know, you'll take me to see Jabba the Hutt. You know, by the next film, and he's just, you know, stoic Jedi badass in all black.
Like, I'm gonna let myself get thrown into the Rancor pit instead of just collapsing the ceiling on everyone.
But yeah, like, they freaking, yeah, like I said, though, or like you were saying, they freaking scale back the lightsaber battles, and, oh my god, dude, this is my favorite lightsaber battle since goddamn Jedi. Like, cause Jedi is still, like, my gold standard for a lightsaber, because,
She was awesome.
you know, it had all the emotion, it was well choreographed enough to where it was intense, it had a lot of emotion behind it, it had a lot of aggression to it, it was so visceral, man. I love that lightsaber fight, and this one goes back to that, but, and I just loved it. It just, you know, it didn't have, like, the connection that, you know, like, I think that's like, the only thing that really was missing is it doesn't have the same emotional connection and resonance that Jedi's lightsaber battle did.
That's what I loved about the one in this movie. It knew that these characters didn't have the contact that those had, and that was very present in the sequence.
Yeah.
That all three of these people were kids playing in a very old conflict.
Yeah. And, so yeah, like, when, you know, fucking... I think the moment that, like, just totally sold me on that lightsaber fight is when Finn gets backed up against that tree, and he's, like, you know, Kylo's, you know, he's not that great of a sword fighter, clearly. You know, he's clearly, like, all and no...
He's really good at that. Which
Yeah.
is a thing that nobody really ever did.
Yeah, like, when he fucking catches that energy bolt, which I'm like, is that how the Force works?
Well, I'm shitting my pants now.
I'm like, I don't... Shit, man, because, you know, even Vader at least, you know, stopped it with his hand.
Yeah, no,
which I-
Kylo's got that stasis thing down.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, you know, when he gets him, like, against that fucking tree, and he just turns his lightsaber and just puts that
Shoves the quill on right in there.
puts the fucking crossbar into his fucking shoulder. I'm like, oh, fuck! Because, damn, that looked painful. Two, that validated that crossbar for me, man, because, like, I know you like the crossbar. I was on the fuck crossbar camp. I wasn't one of those assholes who got on the internet going, fuck the crossbar, but, you know, just to you, I'd be like, man, I think that crossbar stupid. They better justify that, and they did. They did.
Well, I mean, it's also mechanically necessary based on its design. Because his lightsaber, the reason it looks so shitty, is it's apparently based on a very ancient lightsaber design. Which is, I guess we're going to tie that into whoever the fuck Snoke is.
Yeah.
And those Quillons are actually just power venting from the main blade.
Yeah.
It's just such an immense force going out.
Yeah. So, speaking of his shitty lightsaber, like, I love how shitty it looks. Because, like, when I first saw his lightsaber, I thought that was how lightsabers in general were going to look now. like all kind of flamey and sparky and shit. I was like, oh god damn it! But like, no, just his. And I'm like, I kind of like the idea that he's potentially just some jackass who wants to be a Sith, badass, and made himself a cool lightsaber that's kind of shitty and doesn't work properly, so it doesn't discharge the energy properly, and it isn't a solid beam because he didn't know how to fucking build one.
Kylo Ren's gonna have the most interesting character trajectory for the next 2 movies.
Yeah, like if they don't
he spends
fuck it
the
up,
whole
it's gonna
movie
be
like
great.
missing the point of being Darth Vader, and he's either gonna just dive into that or get over that and do something else.
Yeah, like I'm really curious like what they're gonna do with him because because I really feel with this movie series, anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's a weird feeling.
yeah, I mean, we keep because like the way we're setting things up, because of his how torn he is, he can go full dark side. They could kill him in the 3rd film if they wanted. They could shock everyone and be like,
Let's
yeah,
do that poetry.
he isn't getting redeemed. Or, like, they could, probably go for the more cop-out, happier ending and redeem him. Or they could go for, the complete shock ending, or where, like the 2nd film, he kills Rey, feels horrible, and then converts to the light side, and then the 3rd film is just him taking on Snoke as now fucking Luke's new disciple. Like, I mean, they could go a lot of fucking routes with Kylo. I mean, Kylo's a very malleable character.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the franchise really hasn't had a character like that. Every character was really very set in place.
Mm-hmm.
You knew exactly where they were going, especially with the prequels, because we already knew what was going to happen. But, we've never had a character that was so flexible. Like, even with all the other new characters, you kind of see the trajectory that they're on. Kylo, man, just the world is
it's
just...
50-50 with Fenn, depending on whether or not he turns out to be Force sensitive.
Yeah.
I still say he might be Leia and Lando's kid.
But yeah,
We're still not sure whether or not only Force users can use lightsabers.
right. Well, I mean, Han did it that one time for like 2 minutes to split.
But like in the expanded universe, Han's clearly Force sensitive.
What?
In the expanded universe, they explain that by saying Han's Force sensitive.
Yeah, but then again, in the expanded universe, droids are Force sensitive.
What?
You know that droid, the R2 unit that has the bad motivator? He is Force sensitive. There's a whole fucking comic.
The fucking droids be...
No, okay, hold on. This is a great story. I only recently found out. Apparently, there's like a whole fucking comic about this, like about this droid who went on adventures and was like, he used the Force, and then he freed himself or whatever, and then like ended up being captured by the Jawas, and when he was bought by Uncle Owen, he sensed Luke's greater destiny and that he needed that R2 unit. So he killed himself, he martyred himself for the benefit of all of the universe, because in the Force told him that that Luke needed to face his destiny.
Okay, while that is supremely awesome...
It's also the dumbest fucking thing.
I played...
Oh, shit.
Fuck me. I played the Edge of the Empire pen and paper game, in which it is clearly stated, very blanketly, that if you play a droid, you cannot attain a Force rating by any means, nor use Force powers under any circumstances. And now I'm kind of pissed.
That's okay, Kyle. Your pen and paper RPG clearly isn't canon.
It totally is.
But yeah, it's just... I feel like there's so much more to talk about with this movie.
Because we don't know what's going to happen. And that hasn't happened in this franchise in like 30 fucking years.
Oh, fucking... Okay, Rey.
The first time they cut to her, when she's in the Star Destroyer scavenging for parts, in my heart I went, meanwhile, in Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind.
So I really... Because everyone's pretty much saying, it's Luke's daughter, it's Luke's daughter, it's Luke's daughter, mind wipe, Luke's daughter, mind wipe.
I don't know about mind wipe, but yeah.
Well, I mean, because that's why she doesn't...
little.
Yeah.
It was traumatic.
Yeah, I want to... I really hope she isn't. Because, I mean, it's just like, because if you end up with, like, like the son of Leia and the daughter of Luke, it's just... I feel like that's really kind of cheesy and dumb. But then again, I really give Star Wars a lot of leeway because the Force.
Yeah.
The Force can explain any contrivance. If you ever want to know why I give Dragon Ball such bullshit for its contrivances, but I will like just let Star Wars slide, is because Star Wars has the Force. It has the magical bullshit field that binds the universe and makes contrivances happen for the sake of balance. And I can roll with that. Fine, you have established this magic bullshit barrier thing that just makes plot conveniences happen. Cool. You've got that out in movie 1.
You got a bunch of guys running around in impractical brown robes pretending to be able to read its will. Fine.
Yeah, we called them Christians. Oh, is that... Or Catholics more?
Christians are... Well, you're thinking of Dominicans. No, you're thinking of Franciscans.
Oh, Franciscans. There we go. Yeah.
Franciscans and Jedi are very similar. Except Franciscans have, brace yourself, more internal logical consistency than Jedi do.
Huh. Then again, I mean, you know, Qui-Gon Jinn really fucks up a lot of that, so...
Qui-Gon Jinn is what makes the universe make sense. Like, oh, thank God, they are bullshitting.
He's the only one keeping it real.
Yeah. Jedi are like, oh, we can see the future. Except for when it matters, like when there are Sith involved, and all of a sudden, oh, my vision is cloudy. Whoa.
Right? It's just like Jedi are a bunch of assholes at a council doing cold readings of each other.
I don't think lightsabers actually work. While we're on the subject, I think they're just beams of light. So everybody talks about that scene in the canteen in episode 4 where he slices that guy's arm off and you see blood. Ben's old. Ben forgot to cauterize the wound with the Force. That's why you need to saber train from the time you are like this fucking tall, so you will just be completely indoctrinated, like the Alar, the true belief that the lightsaber is a laser that cuts through shit and burns things. They're doing that with the Force. They actually have, like, telekinetic powers. That they do have. All the mind reading, all the future reading, that's bullshit propaganda they themselves have started to believe. So whenever they cut people in half with a lightsaber, they're doing it with their fucking minds.
I don't know if you... Aggro, you have both made lightsabers way less badass and the Force way more. And that, I don't think that's a fair trade. At this point, Jedis are all Tetsuos. In your world.
Still haven't worked out Force lightning yet.
Maybe it like just boils their blood. And
I mean, the only people that ever get Force lightning are Jedi? Like other Force users?
Yeah.
Maybe if like some random guy was in the room, he'd just see somebody going...
and you're like going, ah!
It's just fucking... It's all in their heads. They're psychicking at each other.
Oh my god, I'm just thinking of those fucking mental mind battles like Gohan and Kuririn had when they're on their way to Namek. God, that made no fucking sense.
Oh my god, fuck the Jedi.
Yeah, Padme did, and then Vader went insane. Good job. No, let's not fuck the Jedi.
Darth Vader, it was awesome. Darth Vader helped the Empire's rise to power, and the Empire was the best thing that happened to the galaxy in 1,000 years. Yeah.
Alright.
They ended slavery. They increased infrastructure. They streamlined the tax code.
They blew up planets.
They blew up a planet, and it was Alderaan. And if you played the video games, Alderaan sucks. It is covered in bug people, and they suck. Alderaan's peaceful, we have no weapons. She is fucking lying. Alderaan blows.
Oh. Learned a new fact. Is that from the... Did you learn that from the MMO, or...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, just... So is there anything else that we're missing to talk about here? Like, okay, so we got Han, fucking... Oh, shit. Okay. So, when Han shows up, like, within, like, the first 10 minutes of him being on screen, I was just like, oh, okay, he's gonna be our Ben Kenobi for this movie. Minute later, oh god, he's gonna be our Ben Kenobi for this movie. Are they gonna kill Han Solo? I know he wants to die, but oh shit. And then just, when he gets, like, just, when that scene goes, burn! I'm like, uh-oh.
Yo.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. And then Ray runs in just as before he fucking eats it.
Nobody actually films the "we're gonna go set the charges" scene unless something goes terribly wrong. So as soon as the camera followed them to set the thermal detonators, I'm like, oh man, here it fucking comes.
Yeah, just God, that, because Aggro, man, just when he's talking to him, it's such a moving scene, and just, you know, it really is. It's just, God, just, this film really hits the feels hard. It's where all the points where it should, but, you know, like, I was just like, oh crap, this is what's gonna happen. I was like, all right, I'm ready for it.
Yep.
I was not ready for it.
I just kept thinking, you know, like, I'm this close to, like, I felt kind of bad for Kylo. I get what he's going through. Man, am I gonna start rooting for him? And then that scene begins, I'm like, oh, thank you, movie. Thank you. Now I can hate him.
Yeah, just, because, oh man, just, when you see the lightsaber through Han, it's just like that was just a quick sinking feeling. Just oh my God, Han Solo just died. Oh my God, like 8-year-old me just Han. No, I'm like, shut the fuck up, 8-year-old me. I'm trying to hear the movie.
You felt all that fanfiction die with him.
God, that just killed me, man. It killed Han, but it killed me on the inside, and killed Han on the outside.
And a little bit on the inside.
Yeah.
Now, one thing they left kind of vague in this movie was the political situation.
Yeah.
Because you had the First Order, which has, I mean, they clearly took a bunch of tech and infrastructure from the Empire.
Yeah.
But they're legally, they're not the Empire. I guess Palpatine did not name a successor.
Well, I guess it falls under the same category as, like, because they're remnants of the Empire, kind of like the remnants of Zeon, where you had like the Neo Zeon, and you had like, you know, these other fractions that split off from it and were kind of, you know, using old resources, you know, that were still left over from previous generations.
The equipment, a bunch of the imagery, and they have this. They're trying to establish order just like the Empire did. And then it seems like we also have a republic that is formed.
Yeah, we have they have a republic. They mentioned the republic. But then we have a resistance?
Which, I mean, it seems like the Republic formed out of a lot of the old governments that always hated the Empire, and they sprang back up. And the resistance seems to be separate from the Republic. Like, I don't know if it's like a territory thing, like there's a line here, you have the First Order and the Republic, and like the resistance is operating in First Order territory. Because the Republic seems to be denying their involvement with the resistance.
Yeah.
And the resistance talks about how, like, well, without the Republic fleet, we're fucked.
Yeah, so it's really weird that the Republic is just staying out of this. Like, you know, maybe they felt like the First Order wasn't worth their time.
I don't think they had the military power to challenge the First Order head on. Like, they seemed to be locked in some kind of stalemate.
That too?
Because they had just brought their Starkiller base online. They hadn't used it until this film.
Yeah, so like I really wonder, like, what the hell's the difference between the Republic fleet and the Resistance? Like, what is the... You know,
well, they're just separate entities.
Yeah, so it's really
the
weird.
Resistance doesn't seem to have any B wings or Y wings, so they just sent their new Model X wing on the bombing run, and it went shittily.
Yeah,
because they didn't bring any Y wings. Y wings for life.
I'm a TIE Fighter guy. Actually, it's as blasphemous as it might sound, I also really like the Naboo fighter.
Yeah, the Naboo fighter was awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool looking. I liked it.
There was a lot of great mechanical design in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah. But all it really wasn't that. Well, that and a lot of angst.
I mean, the rest of the Gungans were really awesome.
You know, I'll defend the fucking Gungans.
Yeah.
They're a cool concept as a race. I like them. The CGI sucked. They're not a bad concept. Just Jar Jar's fucking annoying. And let's be honest, he's not the first annoying character in the fucking franchise.
But he is the first one to secretly be a Sith Lord.
C-3PO, man, come on. we know robots can use the Force. We know it.
First of all, he's not a robot. He's an automaton.
Ooh. But yeah. Also, okay. Something that like people have a problem with that I don't. Let's see, two things. First, go back to the Han thing.
Is it a black guy using a lightsaber?
I think people have gotten over that.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, God, fucking just wow. Man. Who now gave Alabama the internet? Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, so, like, Han dying, like, people, like, are losing shit, like, because there are so many people, like, I think it was a really dumb idea to kill Han. They shouldn't have killed Han. It was a dumb decision. They should have kept him alive. He should have lived, blah, blah, blah. It's like, guys, what the fuck was Han Solo going to do?
If you know one of these people who just unilaterally believe that killing Han Solo was a terrible idea, you need to never listen to any of their opinions.
Yeah.
Because this is the kind of person that doesn't have real opinions. They just have selfish impulses.
Yeah. Like, basically, it's like, I think Han Solo's cool. Han Solo should have, you know, just rode out the entire trilogy, just been a main character. No, fuck it. Like, he's old. He's like in his fucking 60s, 1, 2. Like, that was a perfect... I mean, if you're going to kill Han Solo...
That is a way to kill Han Solo.
That is, like, one of the... Like, seriously, like, the only way you could have made that more badass is if he went out, like, fighting 3 Sith Lords at once. Like, you know, that's how you do it. You either make it super badass or you make it really emotional and poignant. They want emotional and poignant. I appreciate that a little bit more.
And all around that, one thing I really appreciated that they did was focus on Chewie's bowcaster and give it some kinetic energy.
I love that shit. I love how it goes with it hits up just, and it's just whatever the hell
it's hitting people like they're like flying back because the thing is like that. It's a slug thrower.
Yeah,
is what it is. It's just,
yeah,
I love it.
So yeah, fucking people who are bitching. But yeah, the people who fucking bitch about Han Solo dying are like the same fucking people who bitch that Goku should have wished back Bardock. Like, serious. They exist! They fucking exist! I see it in my comment section, man! You don't know the hell I deal with!
I don't think those people have watched Dragon Ball Z.
No! I don't think they have... Actually, no, I think what it is, that they're fucking imprinting their goddamn daddy issues onto fucking Goku, because Goku is their fucking avatar for the series.
Wish back Bardock?
Yeah, it's like my daddy never loved me, and I want Goku to be loved by his daddy.
No, bring back Raditz.
Right? Jesus Christ, if anyone deserves a second chance. Like, fuck it, like, if you're gonna give Vegeta one shit, like, yeah, what's Raditz gonna do? What's he gonna do? You know, take a swing at someone and get his ass kicked by Krillin? Because that's what's gonna happen. Fucking shit, Chaozu will break him in two at this point. But yeah, and there's the whole Han Solo thing, and people keep fucking bitching about the look of Kylo Ren and the new general, basically the new Tarkin. I forgot his name. The ginger. Yeah, the ginger.
What are they wrong with him?
They like, oh, he's too young. He doesn't look badass enough. Which I hate these people. Seriously, if you're fucking like, you know, your rule for a villain is they have to look badass, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
because
you completely missed the point of this. Yeah, he's that young. That's kind of the point of this new trilogy.
Yeah, it's the younger blood. Plus the fact that, like, you know, he is just a man who is just. He was raised on the ideals of the Empire.
He's a psycho ginger. What's more terrifying than that?
Like, you know, he is just... Yeah, I mean, sort of people are like... I've actually seen, like, a few people bring up... there's this one dude, like, this older-looking dude in the background, like, when he's giving his big speech. It's like, that guy should have been, like, that character instead, because, you know, he looks more grizzled and hardcore, and it's like... You guys are fucking idiots. I'm sorry, that guy was fucking terrifying. Like, when you heard him speak, he sounds like a fucking sociopath. Like, he fucking nails that part entirely well. Like, when he gave that speech, I'm like, God damn, Ginger Hitler.
Yeah, he looked like everybody on the Death Star who wasn't Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah. Like, you know, he looked like a dude who just fucking rose up the ranks. He looks like this guy who's just, you know, he rose up the ranks quickly because he's just that good at his job and that fucking evil.
Or he's just that motivated. He's that fucking crazy.
Yeah. And that, like, the thing with Kylo Ren, like, Kylo Ren just looks like a dude. Yeah, Kylo Ren looks like a dude, because he's a fucking dude.
He's just some Hot Topic kid. And I loved his tension with Psycho Ginger, where Psycho Ginger just keeps going, like, why the fuck are you this high in my well-oiled military organization?
Yeah.
Just because you wear your stupid Char helmet and the giant burn-faced guy likes you.
Yeah. It's like, you and your fucking, I wish I had the fucking force and I'd be fucking, like, Snoke's #1 guy. Fuck, yeah. So, I mean, I love the way... I have no problem with the way Kylo Ren looks without his helmet. Like, my only issue is that he doesn't really look like Han or Leia, really. I can't picture him being either one of their kids. That, besides the point, him looking dorky, I'm fine with it. He looks like a total dork. And that's what he is. Like I said, he's a fucking Hot Top kid. He's a space Hot Topic kid who just, wants to be all edgy and cool and badass.
Yeah.
And he wants to be rebellious against his family.
He thrives on the pain, and he just...
Yeah. Like, seriously, I'm surprised he didn't put fucking headphones in and started blaring Simple Plan as he was, like, fucking destroying that console, throwing his hissing face.
I love the idea that he was off on some island somewhere training with Luke, realized that Luke is kind of a shitty Jedi, and thinks, who is super awesome? Darth Vader. That guy fucking ruled.
Right? But yeah. Yeah. Whew, yeah.
But also, if Luke doesn't have any kids, then I don't think we're going to get that scene where, like, one of his kids builds a 12-foot bladed lightsaber. Which is just what I've been waiting to see on screen for decades.
Well, maybe if Snoke is actually that tall as he is, as his hologram portrays. There are people also, like, let's see, going back to people who are getting, like, fucking pissy about random shit. There are people who are complaining, like they thought Snoke was a giant at first. And they're like, oh, a giant. We have fucking giants in Star Wars? Okay. We have Yoda. We have like this little midget character. You're cool with that. A giant. Whoa, hey, man. Now you're getting weird on me.
Like, when he first shows up, my two immediate thoughts were, one, like, man, I really need to watch Prometheus, because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And two was like, shit, I didn't expect this.
Yeah. Huh. The thing is, though, like, I feel like they intentionally made the hologram that big to test the waters to see how people react, and when I hear all this negative reaction of people, it's like, okay, let's not make him a child. Let's scale him down.
And man, that motherfucker has just immediately improved hologram technology in the universe.
Right?
Leaps and bounds.
It's been 30 years. But, let's see. There was, like, at least one other... Oh, God. The most ridiculous thing I've heard people complain about, it's too funny. The movie's too funny. Because Star Wars wasn't that funny. The original trilogy wasn't that funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I say people are looking for reasons to bitch and complain...
Oh my god. It's been so long since I've had to do this, and I have actively campaigned against people who do it in this day and age because of modern cultural times. But I have to bring this one back from the 90s. You're not a real fan. Get out of my fandom.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Because Jesus Christ, at the point to where you're bitching about, it's too funny. The thing is, first off, the humor hits almost all the time.
It's Star Wars humor.
Yeah, like
the movie feels like old Star Wars.
Yeah, honestly, I would say it's a little bit more...
As pandery as that might have been intentionally, I
don't think it feels Star Wars. I feel like it's a middle ground between Star Wars and kind of like what the MCU's humor has been. Like, I feel it's somewhere between, like, Guardians of the Galaxy and old Star Wars.
It's a product of having been made in 2015.
Yeah. So, there's that. And as far as that, comedy goes, it's a lot funnier, whatever, but, like, it pretty much always hits. Mm-hmm. Like, I think, like, the only part of the humor that really bugged me was when, what was it? Like, when Finn, gets all up in Phasma, Finn's like, yeah, Phasma, what's up? Oh, what up? It's like, wow, dude. Turn down the urban, just you're at like 21.1 nigawatts. Let's scale that back a little.
Which, okay, what was the name of fucking alien Edna Mole?
Oh,
was it Maza?
Oh, Maz Kanata. Yeah.
I fucking loved her whole thing.
I love her character. I don't like she was CG because she looked really out of place.
Well, I like that. I'm like, yes, we're doing one CG character, we're doing it very well.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I kind of wish maybe they had gone with, like, I don't know, like a person in a costume, CG face, maybe?
I had no problem with the CG there.
Like,
I generally just don't have a problem with CG characters.
It was just a little jarring because everything up to that point, just about everything up to that point, had been practical. Because I know, like, what was it, like, the junk dealer? Like he was, like, he looked like he was all practical except for his face. And the only reason I could tell that his face wasn't practical is his face was too articulate to be animatronic or makeup. But the rest of them looked practical. But she was, But yeah, I loved her character. Oh my god!
I love how they used her to very subtly, very, very needfully expand on Force lore, which she even just comes right out and says it. Like, I'm not a Jedi, but I know the Force.
Yeah.
Like, yes, thank you. Force-sensitive creatures that are not this one specific warrior witch cult.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great shit. I love that scene. I love like goes to that little line she has, just like, where's my boyfriend? You know, it's just like, I like that Wookiee. Like, this is, like, her entire character was just so fucking adorable. I loved it. I loved all the new characters. I can't really think of anything. I mean, you know, I could, you know, bitch. If I want to, yeah, I could bitch, like, there's too many elements that lift. I feel a little too much that lifts from A New Hope. Even right down to, you know, like, they find another Death Star, they pretty much blow it up.
The giant planet thing. Although, through that whole thing, I just kept thinking, like this is very intentionally obvious. Like, yes, instead of making a space station the size of a moon, we carved a planet into a Death Star. This is the last time we're doing this. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Also, I love the fact that they call it Star Killer Base, which is a reference to, you know, the original name for Luke Skywalker. Also, they made the name make sense, because it wasn't just, you know, it's Star Killer Base. Well, why is it called Star Killer Base, other than it being a reference to just like a fucking Sun Eater? I'm like, oh shit! That's why you call it Star Killer Base. But yeah, honestly, like, you know, for me, like, the way I personally rank the films, I enjoy each one more. Like, you know, for me, it's 4, 5, 6. Like, 6 is my favorite, 5, and, you know, I think that this might edge out 4 as my third favorite, because I feel like it does a lot of the same stuff that 4 does, but I feel it does a lot of it better. Like, you know, like, you know, Kylo Ren within one film is already a way more fleshed out character than Vader ever was in the first film. You know, just I feel like a lot of the pacing, the action beats worked a bit better. Yeah, because we already know, like, the clusterfuck that was the production schedule of the original film, and a little bit of that shows in the final product, you know. But it's a cult classic, so you let a lot of that stuff slide. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, this was a slightly better put together film. It had, you know, because we already had that back history with the previous characters. You know, we had a bit more emotional resonance with them. I really felt that, like, you know, when you see, like, you know, Han and Leia meet for the first time, you get that feeling. And I love, because, you know, Leia, she's not a Jedi, but she's extremely strong with the Force. So when Han dies out in the middle of space, you just see her just, and just sit down, and it's just like, oh, it's just, it hurts. But it hurts so good. And yeah, that's, fuck it, man, this movie was good.
Yeah, it really was.
Like, seriously, this movie was good. You know, it's totally deserving of the Star Wars name. It's far better. It's everything the prequels should have been. And if you think this movie was garbage, you're entitled to your opinion. You're fucking wrong.
And you're a garbage person.
Yeah. Eat a dick. Eat a motherfucking dick.
You know, in 6 months this might wear off and the movie might turn out to be just kind of okay.
I want to cut that part out.